In the deepest reaches of space, where time itself seems to stretch and the very fabric of reality grows thin, Voyager 1 continues its lonely voyage. Launched when disco ruled the Earth and humanity hadn't yet imagined smartphones or the internet, this tiny spacecraft has outlived every expectation. But what if its most important message didn't come in its early years, but now, nearly 5 decades later? What if, in the frozen silence beyond the heliosphere, Voyager 1 has stumbled upon something impossible? Recently, NASA scientists monitoring the spacecraft's faint transmissions noticed something strange, something that defies logic, engineering, and everything we thought we knew about deep space. This wasn't a simple glitch. It was an anomaly. A signal that didn't belong. And what makes it truly unsettling is this: Voyager the first of may not have sent it alone. As the mystery deepened, one question began echoing through the scientific community. Had Voyager 1 made contact with something, or someone, out there? Voyager 1's story began on September 5, 1977, part of NASA's bold plan to explore the outer planets. Its mission was simple: gather data from Jupiter and Saturn, send back a few high-resolution images, and quietly fade into history. But Voyager was never meant to die quietly. Thanks to a rare planetary alignment, it used gravitational slingshots to propel itself beyond the reach of our Sun, becoming the first man-made object to enter interstellar space. For 45 years, it's been sending back priceless data about cosmic radiation, plasma waves, and magnetic fields, long after its expected lifespan ended. Today, Voyager 1 drifts more than 15 billion miles from Earth. It survives on a faint, decaying nuclear power source, keeping only a few core instruments alive. And through NASA's Deep Space Network, it still whispers home, its signal barely distinguishable from background noise. But then, something changed. Something no one could explain. In early 2022, NASA engineers noticed that Voyager 1 had started transmitting a repetitive stream of binary data, an endless digital loop that made no sense. At first, they assumed a glitch in the telemetry system. After all, this was a spacecraft older than the Internet itself. But the deeper they looked, the more unsettling the situation became. The signal wasn't random. It had structure. It had rhythm. And more disturbing still, it seemed to be coming from a computer system aboard Voyager that hadn't been active for decades. Engineers scrambled to reroute commands and restore normal communication. Eventually, the spacecraft responded, but the question remained: how had Voyager 1 managed to rewire its own systems without human input? Under normal conditions, that would be impossible. There were no alerts, no warnings. It was as if the probe had made an autonomous decision, something it was never programmed to do. While the anomaly itself was strange enough, what came next turned scientific curiosity into quiet fear. When the data stream returned to normal, the information it carried had changed. The readings showed unusual fluctuations in the surrounding magnetic field, strange oscillations in plasma density, and buried deep within the data, a faint, repeating pulse. Not natural. Not cosmic background noise. It was rhythmic, deliberate. Like a fingerprint, etched into the static of space. NASA publicly dismissed it as instrument degradation, but internal communications, later leaked, told a different story. Several researchers admitted off the record that the signal appeared artificial, almost like a transmission. As if Voyager 1 had passed through or near something technological, something not made by human hands. The probe hadn't just drifted through the dark. It had brushed against something structured. As the anomaly grew harder to explain, NASA turned to artificial intelligence for help. Engineers fed decades of Voyager data into a machine learning system designed to detect irregularities. What the AI uncovered was beyond comprehension. Hidden within the signal was a complex, repeating pattern. When visualized, it resembled a digital handshake protocol, the kind used in communication systems to establish a connection. The resemblance was eerie. Was this a coincidence? A malfunction? Or had something out there actually responded to Voyager's presence? A Nobel Prize-winning physicist brought in to analyze the data reportedly warned that the structure matched theoretical predictions for non-human communication. If true, this wouldn't just be Voyager's greatest discovery, it would be humanity's. The moment our isolation in the universe ended. But that wasn't all. As researchers dug deeper, they found traces of the same anomaly in Voyager's older transmissions, tiny echoes scattered across years of data. They had dismissed them as static, but now, with enhanced analysis, a pattern emerged. A trail leading to a specific region of space just beyond the heliopause, where the sun's influence ends and the true interstellar medium begins. That area, once believed to be empty, now appeared alive with an invisible field of energy, something that pulsed and fluctuated, reacting to Voyager's movement. It was as though the spacecraft hadn't merely entered a random part of the cosmos, but rather crossed into something's domain. Then came the most astonishing discovery. When scientists analyzed Voyager's transmission timing, they found a delay, fractions of a second that shouldn't exist. The only explanation? Time itself had been distorted. One theory suggests that Voyager passed through a temporal boundary, a region where time behaves unpredictably due to intense gravitational or energetic effects. The idea sounds impossible, yet the math supported it. Voyager's onboard clock had drifted, but not due to hardware error. The offset fit no known model of motion or relativity. It was as if the probe had momentarily stepped outside the normal flow of time. And if that's true, then what Voyager recorded might not be happening now. It could be something from the past, or a glimpse of what's still to come. Let's not forget, Voyager 1 didn't leave Earth empty-handed. It carried the golden record, a message of humanity, etched in gold, filled with sounds, greetings, and music from our world. For decades, that record was a poetic symbol of hope. But now, it may be something more. Because buried within the anomaly's signal was a frequency, one that precisely matched the tone used to encode sections of the golden record. Not by accident, but by reference. It was as if something out there had not only received our message, but was replying. A reverse handshake. A signal mirrored across light years, saying, "We heard you." Which raises a haunting question. If something has received our message, how long has it been listening? And why respond now, after nearly half a century of silence? Then, as suddenly as it began, the anomaly vanished. The strange pulses stopped. Voyager 1 returned to normal operations, transmitting routine data as if nothing had ever happened. But inside NASA, no one believes this is over. The instruments are still being watched. Every transmission analyzed. Because silence, in this case, doesn't mean absence, it means choice. Whatever Voyager encountered decided to step back. To remain unseen. Perhaps it was a warning. Perhaps a test. Or perhaps, just an acknowledgement. After all, sometimes the universe doesn't shout its secrets. It whispers them. And for the first time, we might have whispered back. For decades, Voyager 1 has been humanity's message in a cosmic bottle, drifting through the galactic sea. Maybe it was never meant to vanish into darkness. Maybe it was meant to be found. And maybe, just maybe, the reply has already begun. This isn't just another discovery. It's a turning point. If Voyager 1 really did make contact, if this signal truly came from another intelligence, then the era of cosmic silence is over. And the era of cosmic awareness has just begun. If this story stirred something in you, fear, awe, or the quiet realization that we are no longer alone, Then don't let the message fade. Subscribe to Spaceloop, because what's coming next could redefine not only science, but the very meaning of being human.